And we're live. Welcome to episode number 26 of the Culture and Cannabis podcast. I am one of your hosts. I am Anthony Lee, aka Full-Time Tony, with my I called him this today, the pastor of cannabis, just because he's been on this church shit for a minute here. Pastor of cannabis, JC Coates.
Pastor of disaster. That's good.
And today we have, the person that's been on the podcast the most, Derek Gumin. How you doing, man?
I'm great. Thanks for having me again, guys. Always a great time.
I love having you on the podcast, bro. You're essentially the third host.
Really, I like being like your guys' ancillary guy you go to when, you're in a jam or, you guys... You're just like, hey, dude, you have something big coming up? Like, let's talk about it. You're on the show, and I really appreciate you guys giving me that opportunity each time to talk to the people.
Last time you were here, it was interesting because weren't you you were here by yourself?
Yeah, it was a trip. These guys gave me, like, no notice. It's like 48 hours notice, okay? I get a call from, Tony. He's like, they're in a jam, and he goes... I think it was Tony first because they both hit me up. It was Tony first, and he's like, I'm not going to be there, but it'll all be good. Like, you just show up in the studio, and, we'll have it all taken care of. I'm like, all right, no doubt. So then the next day, I'm like, hey, man, because I tell Tony, I'm like, well, what am I going to talk about? I got to host the show by myself? Or at this time, I think it's me and JC. So then I talk to JC, and he goes... no, dude, I'm in Detroit. Or where are you, Chicago?
I was in Chicago.
Chicago. I was like, wait. You're in Chicago and Tony's in Reno. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm doing the show by myself, and he's like, Tony didn't tell you? I'm like, no, nobody told me. Nobody told me anything. So I winged it. You didn't send me the notes till 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes before the show.
Yeah, 20 minutes before the show.
But it all worked out. Outside of, we did have a malfunction that episode. JC's phone died.
But honestly, that was still probably one of our best episodes.
It was awesome.
We had Tiff from the Happiest Hour on. Shout out to Tiff, one of my favorite people up in Reno. At their brand launch.
Yes, brand launch.
At the, I want to call it the Eddie, but it's not the Eddie.
The Jesse.
The Jesse. There you go. Wow. The guy was in Chicago. He remembers the name of the bar Tony was at in Reno.
Thanks for remembering. But listen. Here's the deal, Derek. So I heard on Instagram from lots of people and from you personally that you have a new gig.
I do have a new gig.
You moving up or what's the deal, dude?
Listen. I do have a new gig. I haven't started it technically yet. I've signed.
That's why you look leisurely today.
This is casual, leisurely Derek. This is
off the clock, Derek.
Yeah. It's comfortable. I got my shades. I got this nice little sweater here for the cool weather.
You look great.
Thank you. I like to dress to impress when I come on Culture and Cannabis.
I wear the same jacket every time, so no worries.
As you guys know, and many of your viewers may know, I've been with VVG for a few years now. I've been their sales guy, their marketing guy, delivery guy, a payments guy. I've worn a lot of hats, and it's been a ride. And a lot of us in the industry have to wear a lot of hats because if you don't, it's like, okay, for example, my girlfriend Maggie, she works over at a dispensary, and she wears a lot of hats. She's young, and she got in there and was working, the marketing side of things, right? And then they started pulling her in different directions, this, that, the other. And, now it's like, well, you got to hustle now because the bosses are asking you to do things. And if you want to keep your job and you want to move up in the world, you got to hustle. You got to wear a lot of hats. Well, sometimes it becomes a little bit too much stress, and everybody, and I say this no matter what friggin' industry you're in, be happy with what you're doing as a career. I mean, if you're in a job that, if it's not fulfilling every part of you inside, think about it. Think about it long and hard, and think about if that's the type of the way you want to feel in 2 years from now, in 5 years, 10 years. So there is no hard feelings. With VVG, they did more for me than any employer ever has, and I say that with the utmost respect for them, and no joke, they made it possible monetarily for me to really propel myself to a different place in my life, and big thanks to them for being able to do that for me. And not to say I didn't earn it. You got to work hard to make that money as a sales guy.
What did you do over there? A bunch of sales, right?
So
when we're talking about earning it, what did you do last year in sales?
What's some numbers?
What year is it? It's 2018. I haven't looked at the numbers that fully yet for 2019. It's probably around the same. 2018, roughly 2.7 in just 500 milligram disposable sales.
That's
one SKU.
That's insanity, people. Let me just break this down to you.
Say that again. Say that again.
Think about going to a gas station. Think about going to a gas station, right?
Selling these things.
You're selling you have to make $2.7 million, and the only thing they give you is one SKU. They give you one thing, not a multiple things. You can't sell chips. You can't sell gum. You gotta sell only chips, or you gotta only sell gum.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Luckily, we had a great product, the Vegas M stick, the VG oil.
Great oil.
Yeah. So again, there's nothing knocking them at all. But for me, there was just part of me wasn't fulfilled anymore, and I just felt like I could be happier, doing something else. And luckily, at this time of emotional indecision in my life, where you're contemplating what to do because you're still making good money, you still have a job, it's steady, business is good, business is very good, but again, you just got to weigh out everything, right? So happiness and everything goes into it, at least for me, and I'd recommend all of you, and even for you guys, and I know that's how you guys operate already. I'm not gonna tell you that's how you guys. You wouldn't do something that wasn't going to be fulfillingly.
Of course. We try.
It's fulfilling to you. So at this time of indecision, a few weeks back, I was approached by a good friend of mine, David Ferris.
Shout out to David Ferris.
Yeah, shout out to David.
David Ferris was supposed to be on this podcast, and I told Derek to bring him on the podcast, and then Derek didn't bring him on the podcast. Just FYI.
He is very busy. He's a very busy man.
Definitely not a lazy guy.
No,
definitely not a lazy guy.
David, a good friend of mine, just got promoted to VP of Sales and Marketing at Planet 13.
Congrats to David.
And so there was a void that needed to be filled because he moved from Director of Marketing to VP. They've got all these incredible products that they've been launching at Planet 13, the DreamWorks chocolates, the Haha gummies, the Leaf and Vine, Medizin, amongst others. They have their Elysian line coming out. It's a sparkling water line, flavored sparkling water. So there's a great portfolio, beautiful portfolio of products as well. Really nice designs, and they're going to be starting to ramp their production up considerably moving forward in 2020. I mean, they can provide gummies for the entire state at this point if they wanted to with the production that they have. So needless to say, they need someone to sell all that shit. And David approached me before most even knew that there was the opportunity, and asked me if I would be interested, and I of course I said, well, I'm definitely interested, but let's have more of a formal conversation. And one thing led to another, and I signed on with them. Start on Monday. Tomorrow will be my last official VVG delivery, and I'm just gonna be moving on to greener pastures, I hope, and again, there is no hard feelings. I love BVG. I always, they'll have a spot in my heart. It's just sometimes I didn't want to have to work so hard anymore. Doing deliveries as a sales guy, and there's just a lot of things that came with my role that it was really tough for me to balance everything.
And that comes with a role where you are in, I don't want to say a mom and pop, but a family business, right?
They're a family-owned business. This isn't a corporate company with delivery, vans, and they don't have, all the giant budgets that certain companies have out there that'll just torch money, and to their detriment in many cases, right? So that's one good thing about having a smaller operation. You can really toy with it and really figure out what works for just you, but again, it may work. What works for some, it doesn't always work for everybody, and. It's just I had to make a little move for myself.
Nice.
The career position for me was there, so I was offered a position as a director at Planet 13, director of wholesale. So essentially, they're director of sales for their entire portfolio. So with that team, their intentions to go nationwide. They'll be in California and Santa Ana in just a few months, opening up that store. I'll be helping them. I assume I'll be helping them launch. All the product lines there as well, and then getting those products into the hands of the dispensaries in other parts of California.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Planet 13, that's the largest
Biggest cannabis superstore in the world.
And you're the sales director.
The wholesale.
That's got to be
director.
mind blowing, bro.
It's pretty crazy. For me, I was
You
like,
work for the Death Star of cannabis.
so I've been telling people I signed with the Yankees. It's my favorite team, and I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Like, there's nobody else that can put together, what they're doing.
Throw pinstripes on and you're ready to rock and roll.
But yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, they have like a great team. Daniel Stoker, their GM, good friend of mine. Brandon Garcia, their buyer, another good friend of mine. So with David and just the rest of the staff there that I've come to know throughout my time as a rep is just they're incredible, and everyone's really hardworking. They've had a long-standing management team that's really been there for a while, so you can tell there's some camaraderie, and they're sticking together well. So and everyone's on the same page. It seems like to me that there's going to be a lot of cross interaction between sales and marketing and purchasing. There's going to be a lot about that. What the hell was that? There's going to be a lot of it's my phone. I'm chopping off the. There's going to be a lot of back and forth and strategizing, and to work with a bunch of your peers and your friends for that matter. It's going to be incredible. So I'm really excited to be a part of this, and you just see where this company goes. I mean, there's a lot of upside. It's the reason I took it. I mean, shit. Yeah. Like you said, it's the biggest in the world.
Yeah, biggest in the world. And they're going to be opening a second location in Santa Ana.
Yeah, right. It's about just a few miles from Disneyland.
Yeah, that's a lovely spot.
God, imagine how many people are going to be so lit.
At Disneyland?
So many parents just over it and like, you know what? Go on your ride, kiddos.
They're going to be having a lot of ha-ha gummies.
Well, yeah, dude. Like when you have a bunch of kids running around and you're on vacation, it's stressful for parents, and so it's going to be a great position for them. It's already, it's right outside Anaheim as well, so it's
great.
Yeah, it's a good spot. I'm looking forward to it. And speaking of, coming up and moving up and stuff like
He's
that.
gonna pitch us now.
Well, no, I'm thinking about it because I saw we've been all in this industry and have known each other a while now, and it's been fun to watch each other grow. And
think about when we were on New Leaf, the New Leaf podcast.
Yeah, dude. I remember when I first met JC, and he was like,
85, bro.
We met at what was that bar? Rebar. Like you and I met randomly because I forget where we chatted once, and you were like, I know you, and I was like, yeah, I know you too, and we were like, let's talk. So we met, and that's how that whole that's how the whole friendship started. But anyway, what I'm getting to and is that I was in a bunch of stores this week, and I fucking saw you and Chuck, the three of yous, on the cover of Vegas Cannabis magazine. I couldn't believe it. Congrats. Congratulations. Yeah, these guys are on the cover of a magazine now, and I think it's awesome. I mean, it's so dope. And JC, did you bring a magazine?
I didn't bring it.
So last night we're at Acres, and I'm like, hey, JC, maybe we should grab some magazines right now. He's like, no. I want as many people to grab this magazine. And I was like, all right.
Not enough for the podcast.
Not enough for the podcast. People already see our faces, essentially everything. People already know who we are if they watch the podcast.
The magazines are for the people.
For the people, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, Vegas Cannabis magazine. Shout out to them. They put us on the cover for January. We're very excited about that. Shout out to our third partner Chuck. He is never, he's really not much in the limelight, and so it was pretty funny because he's usually behind the camera.
I was shocked to see Chuck.
And we forced him. We forced him. I was like, listen,
he's not the guy. He's very introverted. He doesn't like the line. He's so talented.
Yeah.
But does not like the limelight. Like he is the behind the scenes guy.
Yeah, he did all the design on our artwork. He does all our websites, all our video work. I mean, he's amazing. So shout out to our third partner Chuck. But
he produced the first podcast too out of his
kitchen. He did produce the first podcast out of his kitchen.
Ridiculous, that setup in there was crazy.
Very cool. Yeah, he also has a podcast called The Morning Dinner. That's a quick plug. But yeah, no, it's been low key kind of crazy the past I don't know, 2 weeks. I feel like I've been nonstop from I wake up at 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. I feel like all of us are always just going the meetings and events, and with the product dropping, it's been it's been pretty nuts. But it's nice to come to the podcast once a week and just sit here and bullshit and smoke some weed with my boys. And I'm really happy that we got to have you on the podcast today, Derek, just because
I'm glad we talked the other day. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah. Happy you called me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek, you also had a badass New Year's party too. That was fun.
The New Year's party was good.
Yeah,
a lot of people showed up. You know,
It was a great group of people.
It was
too.
like a who's who of the cannabis industry in Las Vegas.
it was cool. You know, I at first I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send this out to some of my like closer friends because like you throw a house party in Vegas in this industry, like it gets around to staffs and like you know we're all pretty tight knit. So like I bullshit with like everyone from owners to bud tenders, you know, and security people. But like that said, it doesn't mean I want everybody at my house because I don't have a fucking mansion.
Not yet.
Not yet. So, so straight up though, it got closer and closer, and people were like, "Hey, my so and so doesn't have New Year's plans," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know, yeah, send them over. I know those guys." Or like, you know, so I just at the end I was just like, "Yeah, you got friends, tell them to come through." Like, and it just ended up being super dope. We probably had like, I don't know, 50 to 70 people there throughout the night. Like, you know, beer pong. I had a bunch of infused edibles that I made with a bunch of canna butter that I like had. It was awesome. The house smelled like oil and weed. Like,
that barbecue and hot sauce, that infused barbecue and hot sauce was fire.
oh, dude, it tasted like trees.
Yeah.
And I had some left over. And like I had like 10 wings and absolutely smashed myself like the next day.
Sauce.
Oh God.
Sauce.
It was great. I made some brownies, some pop brownies. Yeah, it was just good vibes, good people, good circle. I tried to I invited so many different groups of people there, and I tried to bring as many people together as I can. And some of my friends were like, "Oh, like you invited so and so?" I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, that's my friend." Like, I don't care if you guys got some weird thing going on. Like, now's the time to New Year's Day. Now's the time to rectify whatever that shit is, right?
Yeah, and that you know, I want to let's circle this back. I'm going to bring this back to the conversation. So Derek is a very incredible networker. He's one of the best, really good sales guy, really good networker. That's why he gets to do all the dope stuff and get all the cool titles. Is because of that, right? He throws these types of parties. He's good at bringing people together, and so people don't realize that is how you move up in the world, right? You got your network is your net worth.
That's true.
And so, Derek, my question to you is how important is your network to you?
It's pretty important, very important. Not only of like the industry itself, because like there's something different there, but like my network of like purchasing managers and that network of people for like my job, so important.
Yeah.
Right? And those relationships so important because not only are you building your company's relationship, you know, you're bridging that relationship there. Whether or not the owners know each other or not is irrelevant. It's you. You're the sales guy in there, the sales girl or woman, and you are the person that's bringing those two entities together. So it's so important, and I try to keep everybody is my friend. Like I don't beef with nobody. There's only one motherfucker in this industry, and everybody knows who it is. I'm not even gonna say his name.
I was like,
no, we ain't dropping names. There's only one guy. You know who the hell you are. Other than that, Jamoke, there's nobody else. I am boys with everybody, and I try to keep it that way because you never know. You don't want to burn bridges with anybody ever. Like with VBG, like there's no like I've been talking with Marla, my boss. Been talking with her all week.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Transitioning brand ambassadors, transitioning the new sales guy. No problem. I'm fucking chatting with the new sales guys when they come on. We're chill. And it's like there's no having negative energy or animosity in your life is only going to bring that to you.
Yeah.
So like for me, my network, if I were to be like a hater or on people, like you deal with fucking haters, right?
I got some haters.
You've talked about it, and like I'm sure you do too. So if you just spend your time like worrying about the haters, like that shit is gonna come to you. So in my network, like I try to put myself out there, do stuff like this, go to events, try to throw a little party. I used to throw cool parties, when I was with Artisans on Fire, we were doing like creative services, events, parties. Like that was something like we were doing bit on the big early on, and that's what kind of got me out there and that company out there, and some of these brands like Deep Roots was throwing parties early on, and so like you get remembered for that shit. And like, so yeah, it definitely helps you.
Can we start throwing parties again at your house? We'll keep it super low key.
We can do like
we can get some
industry mixers. You know who used to do them at their apartment? LJ.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, what? Washed.
Yeah.
Washed.
Yeah,
Washed.
Washed,
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to Washed.
Yeah,
bro.
LJ, fucking shit. He
Shout
used to
out,
do.
he's building the dream, dude. That's another person that
He walked away from what, a VP position over there?
and said fuck this. Let's get started on my own company and build my own brand.
Because I'm assuming, and LJ and I talked a little bit about it, but he just wasn't happy. That's it. He had a great role, like many of us do in life, and sometimes it's just not about the money. Mm-hmm. It's more than that, and like for me it is, and like for some people, they'll suck it up for 2, 5, 10 more years.
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna. I have a strong personality already, so like it's tough for me not to be the boss. Like as much as that sounds like a little egotistical, but like it's kind of like I like being the boss because I think I know what's best in many cases, and some people see that as arrogance, but I try to steer the line of more toward confidence in knowing that I know what the hell I'm talking about. And
I think I do that too sometimes, and sometimes I'm wrong. And then
you got to backtrack. That's
check
another thing
yourself.
too. I never with my, like, we're talking about network and net worth, I never post shit about stuff I don't know about. Like if I don't know about something, I'll tell you I don't know about it. Or I won't talk about it. And I see a lot of that out there, like currently, like politics and shit. A lot of people just talking about stuff that they have no idea what the hell's really going on. They see their celebrity faves out there that they're posting, and they're like, oh, whatever, like koalas, whatever it is, or no climate change. Yeah. But like it's one thing to like be vocal about it, but like you have to put something behind it, like more than just like a post sometimes, and like just like if you're just gonna be a hater, whether it's politics or climate change or whatever it is, like do something about it. I tell like people I care about, even like, hey, you got a plan? Yeah. No? Okay. Are you driving that car out there using this gas? To start the stove, the heat. It's like if you don't have a solution, like then just sit back, listen, learn, read, watch, and just or communicate. It's another, just communicate with other people. And it's about communication with your network. Everyone needs to just communicate with one another. If there's a beef or if there's something that you don't like, if there's something you don't like in a deal you're trying to do, talk about it. Hey, here's what we don't like. We were talking about a deal earlier. Yeah. Like, hey, here's what we don't like, and like here's how we need to do this, because this is our business model, and we'll bend here and here for you guys, and let's make this work for the both of us. And that's the key in sales. It's the key in fucking like life, like relationships, right? It's like little push and pull,
little give and take.
Yeah, you have to, right? And that's what life's all about, right? It's finding that perfect balance so that everyone feels like feels good about what's going on. And I wanted to touch on something. So just to go back to your network, I think one of my favorite stories about your network is when you found D Diamonds. And then.
Well, technically, I think Nuwu found D Diamonds. But
not that he wasn't found before, but just
correct.
to our group, to our like circle of people.
That's a funny little thing. Yeah, D Diamonds, in my opinion, great hip hop artist, local guy.
Love him.
He's coming up. He's got good energy, good flow, good sound, all that.
Good vibes too.
Good vibes. Always comes up, like says what up to me every time I see the guy.
Always cheesing too.
Yeah. He's always puffing and shit too. He's definitely a good dude. So I caught this dude at I think it was Nuwu's first year anniversary. And I had our VBG pop-up tent. I'm chilling out there, and it's a long day. And they had a bunch of people up on stage that day. And this dude pops on, and I mean, he starts wilding. And I'm like, okay, like there's the energy that this place needed. And then he just started like hitting like these pretty. It's like it's hip hop, and in R&B, it's like
he's got that good flow. It's like a funky, like good rhythm with it. Like, it's dope. Yeah, he's gonna be at Paul Wall February 22nd.
Oh.
D Diamonds. And then, yeah.
But hey,
Go
to wrap
back
that
to
up,
the
so I want to
story.
get to Paul Wall because that just excited me.
Drop it in
Paul
here.
Wall, like I'm so excited about that. Like we have funny stories to talk about all day. The Mike Jones night, like how funny that
Oh
was.
God,
Like,
Mike Jones.
Yo.
Dude, Derek on Mike Jones was like, once again, third podcast host because he comes up to me and I'm like, listen,
I rolled up. These guys were like knee deep in the shit.
Knee deep in the shit. Shit is just, everything is just, fires are everywhere. And JC's like, dude, I just need you to worry about Mike Jones. And I see Derek, I'm like, yes, that is the person I need with me. And I know that's the person that will appreciate this experience. So I'm like, Derek, you and me, we're going to take care of Mike Jones tonight.
Oh, yeah. And we did.
And we took care of Mike Jones.
Yeah, we did.
We spoke some L's with Mike Jones.
Oh,
we made sure he was ready. And then he came out and performed.
Yes,
he did.
He did a great job. Going back to the D Diamonds motherfucking story.
So D Diamonds. So I see this guy on stage. He's awesome. I'm like, okay, fucking. I remember him. I go up to him afterwards. I'm like, what's your name? Like, you got Instagram? We connect. So I forget, where are we at? New Leaf?
New Leaf. Yeah, he came.
Yeah.
And he rolls by, and I think he was like pitching JC on like spitting at one of his culture and cannabis events, and. I don't know if JC just like didn't know who the guy was. He probably clearly didn't know who the guy was because he was like, he comes over to me after they were done talking. He's like, Derek, do you know this fucking guy? I'm like, actually, that's D Diamonds. He's like, who? He laughed. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, D Diamonds. I was like, this guy's a hip hop. I was like, he's fucking dope. And he's like, JC's like, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. And you booked him, I think, your next show.
I did.
Yeah, and he's been booked ever since.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Great guy, great energy, always brings a good time. And so, like, stories like that.
Vouching for a guy.
Yeah.
JC is like, you vouch for this guy? I'm like, yeah, I vouch for this guy.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine the amount of times that's happened to us, right? Like, we're with somebody, and then they vouch for us. And we've done it for each other. All three of us have done it for each other. Like, oh, yeah, no, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
I believe in the vouch the most.
The vouch is everything. If you can't vouch for a guy, what can you vouch for?
Exactly.
You know? So, Paul Wall, dude. How the hell did that come together, guys? How did that come together? That's so sick.
I mean, okay, so, well, first of all, I'm 43, so I'm old. and I like old school rap. You know what I mean?
Same.
And it's just my jam. And you know, he kind of, you know, was on the tail end of that, you know, and I grew up in Oklahoma City. He's from Houston, and then there's a young man that's very, very close to my heart, Brooksie Hustle.
Shout out to Brooksie.
Yes, and you know, he's the inventor of the edible candy grills, right? And
I heard he went out to Cali and like had a pretty good time and sold lots of grills and was doing his thing.
He's still selling his grills.
Yeah, and he's just selling them non-infused too. He's just selling them as candy.
Yeah,
People love them.
non-infused. Yeah, and he was trying to hook up with Paul Wall last year.
I remember this.
They were close to making a deal, and you know, and I think I just had Paul Wall on my mind. You know what I mean? I just hit him up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram DM?
Yeah, Instagram DM.
That's what I do with Mike Jones too. I just DM Mike Jones as well.
Just, you know,
I guess like maybe because like he's not like in the mainstream anymore. He's like checking his shit. Like I don't know, because I think you hit up Travis Scott.
That's true.
Like, I mean, maybe you get a DM back, but like you get a DM back.
I feel like people want to book. I mean, I guess it depends on the person, right? Because like, you know, Travis Scott's touring, so it's like that's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Paul Wall's touring.
That's so sick that he answered.
yeah. Well,
and also good for the community too, right? Like that shows how good he is with like his fans.
Yeah,
and with his people.
that shows he cares, dude. Like,
Yeah, and he's getting after it. He's working all over the place, and you know, he was working with Johnny Dang. We almost had him with Johnny Dang. We were so close. Do you guys know who that is?
I don't actually.
So he's the guy that does the grills, all the jewelry.
He's the one that makes the grills.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that guy.
So he's
out
like
here.
the king of the bling, right?
Yeah.
And he's the Asian dude. He's a character. But yeah, no, we just got the Paul Wall, and it's going to be incredible because we're going to start at Place on 7th. Right.
Oh yeah, so that's a new venue.
New venue. Remember, we were trying to.
Yes,
do that
I remember this.
last year, right?
Remember?
Yeah.
JC and I shot a fucking pretty good promo video.
Great video.
But we shot it specifically as a teaser. It wasn't. We didn't even say that, like, because he had told me that he wanted to shoot this little teaser video in front of a new venue that was going to be the new venue at that time.
Yeah.
And so we shot the teaser, and it was like, okay, and I was like, you know, ominous, you know, like maybe, but it didn't end up happening right away, and now here we are.
Yeah, it's coming to fruition now, and I'm super excited about it because, you know, our events. It's important to have that creative environment, and the venues, it's inside, it's outside, it has a stage with
really cool venue.
It's beautiful, creative venue. It's not just a club, you know what I mean? It creates that vibe that we're kind of looking for.
Yeah, and I think this year is going to be really unique because we're going to have so many different types of things going on. I mean, in the years past, I feel like we've had so much, but sometimes we'll have a lot of the same stuff. But this year's going to be so unique in all the stuff that we're doing, the brands that we're bringing, and just how awesome the show is going to be, and the energy in the room is going to be great. Just the indoor, outdoor space.
It'll definitely be the most unique creative cannabis experience, all year next year. But we're starting there, and it's going to end at midnight, and then we're Mandalay Bay is sending the transportation to pick up Paul Wall, bring him to Light Nightclub.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a big after party over there.
There we go. We missed that last time with Mike Jones. It was close. We actually probably could have finagled it, but we didn't realize that Mike Jones was like ready to go with us that night,
He wasn't. But now, and what's also so unique is that, we live in Las Vegas, which is, I guess, what could be considered the boxing capital of the world.
Yes, right? It is. 100%. Right? Yeah.
Fury. And Fury.
Is that the same weekend?
Same night.
Oh. And I believe that the Bronze, the Bronze Bomber is going to be
Bronze.
Yeah, Bronze.
The Bronze Bomber.
Yeah, the Bronze Bombers of the New York Yankees.
Well, that's what they call his right hand. Deontay Wilder. I think he's going to host the after party that night. So it's going to be Paul Wall is going to perform there also. Yeah, so it's going to be crazy. And listen, it's just the experiences just keep getting bigger and bigger. So like for the brands that want to get involved, I mean, there's really just nothing like it right now.
Yeah.
And so, man, we're excited.
I can't wait. Paul Wall, dude. I used to fucking love Paul Wall, dude.
Yeah.
I get so excited. I start F-bombing. I'm just so excited about Paul Wall.
The New York comes out.
I know, it really does. I can't help myself.
Oh man, well this was
that's a good podcast.
Great podcast. Yeah. A good way to end a Thursday. Good way to end a Thursday. But listen, people, culture and cannabis products. I know we touched on it, but these just are going to drop here pretty soon. But
probably in 10 days.
Yeah, probably 10 days. 10 days we'll be putting out a release, letting people know where they can go get these joints. We've had some really good meetings, really good meetups with people, so we're really excited to get those out. We started production a couple days ago, so everything's rocking and rolling, and we're going to be getting some joints out here, so stay tuned. We're going to be doing a special promo, so we have a QR code on every single one of our pre-rolls and products, and so for the first 250 people that buy our products, we're going to do free tickets to Paul Wall.
Ooh,
first 250.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then the 250 to 500 gets 50% off their tickets.
Dope.
Yep. And then everyone after 500%, you buy a joint, get 25% off your ticket. So listen, it's a great deal.
Marketing at its finest.
Tickets going to be,
you guys. Something else.
It's going to be really awesome. So definitely check that out. February 22nd. When are we posting tickets, JC?
Tickets will be on sale tomorrow.
Tomorrow
tickets will be on sale.
Oh shit, I forgot. So tickets on sale tomorrow. So get your early bird ticket. We're gonna do a limited release of early bird tickets. Then we're gonna be doing GA, and then if you don't get, then buy a joint, maybe get a free ticket, get a 25% off, all that good stuff.
That's amazing. There's no other brand doing that.
Yeah.
Great job, guys.
And maybe there'll be some goodies at the event too. Non-cannabis goodies, just like swag goodies. Let's make that clear. This is a non-consumption event also. Non-consumption. So that's it. Episode 26.
27.
No, 26.
Okay, 26.
26 and a half?
We're not sure. But listen, thank you for watching the Culture and Cannabis podcast, or listening to the Culture and Cannabis podcast. Thank you, Derek, for coming on the show. You want to get any last plugs?
No, thanks for having me again, guys. JC, Tony, always very incredible hosts. I'm just so excited for your future with the brand.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Congrats on Vegas Cannabis.
Thank you.
And yeah, shop at Planet 13.
At Derek Las Vegas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you want to check me out on Instagram, I try to stay in touch with the people. It's at Derek Las Vegas, DEREK, like the ball player.
That's it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
Have a good one.